Good day, all you wonderful people. Welcome to Adventure Together. My name's Out, and today I'm bringing you 10 tips from an Appalachian Trail Thru-hiker part 4. Yes, that's right, part 4. There have been 3 other videos in this series that I've put out, so go and watch those after you've watched this video. You don't have to watch them in any particular order. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about food and things that you should know about the food that you're using to give you energy on trail. One thing that I want to say before I start this video is that all of these tips that I'm about to give you are just my opinion based on my experience from hiking the Appalachian Trail. Everyone's experience of the Appalachian Trail is unique and yours will be individual to you, but hopefully these tips might come in useful on your Appalachian Trail through hike. First thing I wanted to discuss today is calories. Most of you know that you will have to be taking in extra calories. This isn't just sitting at your desk in the office. You're going to be hiking all day and you're going to be out in the elements, so you will need extra calories. When it's cold, your body's going to be using loads of extra calories to warm you up, and when it's warm, your body's going to be using loads of extra calories to cool you down. On top of that, there'll be about 8 to 10 hours of non-stop hiking. Most people I've seen who are discussing it online seem to give a figure of around 4,000 to 5,000 calories a day. I was tracking my calories with Chronometer and it was saying that I was roughly around 4,000 to 5,000 calories per day. Sometimes I was going up to just over 6,000 if it was a particularly strenuous day. So when you're shopping for food out on trail, you want to be making sure that you're picking up the foods that have the really high calorific intake. But what happens if you don't get enough calories? Well, you will get muscle degradation and you will get weaker. You'll start to lose a lot of weight. A lot of people do lose weight on trail. They just can't match the calories into the calories out, and they start to lose a lot of that weight they're carrying, especially fat, but also muscle mass if you're not getting enough protein. They say that you can't really go wrong with the amount of calories that you're intaking. I would say though, look for foods that have high amounts of calories, but also have a high amount of other things like high amounts of protein. If you're just eating non-stop candy all day, all you're really getting is carbohydrates and calories. So look for things that have a good balance of nutrition as well. Number 2 is that the heaviest thing in your bag will most likely be your food bag. To cut down on the amount of weight that you're carrying, try and avoid foods that have a lot of water. Fruits and vegetables have a lot of water. Things that aren't dehydrated or freeze-dried will contain a lot of water, and water is empty calories. There's no calories in it, there's no energy in it. So if you're carrying those sorts of foods, you'll be carrying what is essentially dead weight. So if you want to lighten the load of your food bag, then try and avoid those sorts of foods that contain a lot of water. Tip number 3 is along the same lines, and it's that you want to consider whether or not you want to be taking fruit and veg out into the backcountry. Now, of course, fruit and veg has a lot of nutrients in it and it's really, really good for you. So it might be that that's worth the trade-off for you. But fruit and veg does contain a lot of water, and also there's going to be offcuts. If you're carrying a banana, you have to take the banana peel and put that in your trash bag and carry it out. So it's not that you eat it and then the weight's gone, it's that you've got to carry some of the weight of that banana out until you hit town and you can throw it away responsibly. The same thing goes with apples, or if you're cutting up bell peppers or whatever it is, you're going to have a certain amount of waste that you're going to have to carry out of the backcountry and dispose of properly. But not only that, fruit and veg are bulky and they also get bruised easily. So those are some things to consider when you're deciding whether or not you're going to take fruit and veg out with you on trail. Tip number 4 is don't start with a huge amount of food. You probably won't be hungry until about a week into the trail. Yes, you're going to get hungry and you're going to eat normal amounts of food, but you're not going to get that hiker hunger until about a week into the trail. So don't think that you need to start off with 6 meals a day or a certain amount of this or that or the other. You can just eat normally for the first week, and as you start to feel more hungry, start to buy more food. So yeah, don't start with a huge amount of food in your food bag. Tip number 5 is that you can be vegan on trail. I have got a whole video about this just linked up there. Hopefully I remember to put the link in. And I have been asked whether or not you can do other diets such as the carnivore diet, keto diet, paleo diet, or gluten-free. I have to confess, I don't know about those sorts of diets. I haven't got any experience with those. The experience that I've got has been being vegan for the whole trail. It worked for me. I didn't have to compromise. I was able to resupply everywhere I went. Sometimes the resupplies were limited and I didn't really get a great range, and sometimes it was a little bit expensive, where some people are ripping off hikers that are coming through by charging maybe like $3 or $4 for a Cliff Bar, or $2 just for one individual pack of oats. But that aside, I didn't have trouble getting through the trail. Tip number 6 is a really simple one, and that is to carry a small bottle of olive oil with you in your pack. The reason I suggest this is that just 1 or 2 tablespoons will add a huge amount of calories to your meals every night. I used to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil to my pasta or my rice each night, and that helped bump up the amount of calories and energy I was getting. The olive oil that I used to get was in a small plastic bottle, so it didn't weigh as much as you think. And you might be thinking, well, a bottle of olive oil like that might be a bit too heavy for me, I'm going to avoid it. But when you break it down to a calorie to weight ratio, a small bottle of olive oil like that actually has a very, very high calorie to weight ratio. Tip number 7 is to try and intake your carbs to protein on a ratio of 4 to 1. The reason for this is that your body most effectively synthesizes energy from food on a 4 carbs to 1 protein ratio. What do I mean by 4 carbs to 1 protein? Well, that's in measurement. So if you are measuring it out as 4 grams of carbs to 1 gram of protein, that is how your body synthesizes energy at its most optimum rate. Now, I learned a lot about nutrition from the videos put out by another YouTuber called GearSkeptic. He has some amazing videos where he goes into incredible detail, breaking it all down about food and also nutrition intakes. So I'm going to link his playlist and channel down in the description, and I would suggest if you're seriously considering your nutrition on a thru hike, go and watch his videos. They are amazing and they have a huge amount of detail that I can't even begin to go into. Tip number 8 is to add electrolytes to your water intake. These extra nutrients are essential. You're going to be sweating a lot more than you usually are, and you're going to be needing to take these in, and you're not just going to get them from your food. So try and carry some good electrolytes with you. Again, GearSkeptic has an amazing video where he breaks down all of the science behind electrolytes. Don't underestimate how valuable these nutrients will be to keeping you hydrated on trail. You really do need to replenish everything that your body is using. So making sure that you're adding those electrolytes to your water is really important. My next tip for you is a simple meal suggestion. It is jumbo tortillas with peanut butter. Adding jumbo tortillas and peanut butter to my meal plan was a really great thing for me because jumbo tortillas have about 200 calories per tortilla, and then peanut butter also has a heap of calories. Peanut butter also has a huge amount of protein. So you're getting all those carbs from the tortilla, but you're also getting a good amount of protein from the peanut butter, and it goes on that 4 to 1 protein ratio. So not only am I getting a huge calorie boost at lunchtimes, I'm also getting a good amount of protein to carbohydrates. Not to mention the fact that eating 3 or 4 of those for lunch really did fill me up quite fast. Tip number 10, the last one for this video, is that you probably won't stick to that healthy meal plan that you're planning out. I know that you've got the best of intentions right now. You're going, I'm going to be so healthy when I hit trail. I'm going to only eat the healthiest things, and I'm going to avoid all of that junk food. Well, it might not last. When you've had a hard day hiking and you hit that trail magic and all they've got are sodas and chocolate and chips, you will be digging in, I promise you. But don't feel bad for it. That is the main tip here. Don't feel bad about what you're eating. You're going to be needing all of those calories. So if you're eating Pop-Tarts and peanut butter and hazelnut spread and whatever else, then don't feel bad about it. I used to eat a huge amount of candy on trail, and I found that that's what I needed to boost up the amount of calories I was taking in. Of course, candy wasn't the only thing I ate. I did have 3 good meals, and also I took in a lot of supplements. But just don't feel bad when you're walking around the store looking for a resupply and you're really craving to eat some junk food. Let yourself go, let yourself eat it, because your body will consume those calories. So that's it, that's my list. I hope those tips come in useful for your thru hike. If you like this video, then please leave a like. Please consider subscribing and share this video to anyone that you know that likes camping, hiking and adventure travel. And for now, that's it from me. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Sweet. Recording through USB mic. Get my gloves on because it's cold. -2. I'm out here in -2. Doesn't mean anything for Americans, but -2 Celsius. Like -5,000 Fahrenheit or something. Number 2,